Phenomenal day. It is presently Thursday, March 19th, 2026, and it's a beautiful day. Straighten out my wig, got my got me looking a little lopsided over here. I'm gonna do better with checking myself before I go live. Shout out to this handmade custom unit I made for my birthday a couple years ago. What it's been about 3 years now. It's about 3 years old. I've done quite a bit with this hair. Um, I colored it, with some leftover color I had from a client. I took it off one foundation and reinstalled it on another. It's three bundles with a closure. But yeah, I love this hair. This is the Brazilian deep wave that you can purchase in the Empress Beauty Boutique at marissablack.com. I offer a consultation where I assist clients in finding, what hair extensions, whether they be in bundle form, ponytails, clip-ins, and even customizable units, whatever you're looking for that works for you. We have a little bit of all that to assist you with. All right. So today, as I stated, is Thursday, March 19th. Last night we had a Pisces new moon. And when I tell you, I most definitely felt all the energy. Okay, all the energy this past week. Um, we have Ramadan coming to a completion. Um, Lent, I can't remember when Lent ends, but I know that, it's about to be wrapping up soon. Eclipse season ended, I think, the 15th a couple days ago. Um, what else? Mercury retrograde, even though it goes into a shadow phase for about a week or so. But that ends tomorrow. So these transits have been low key kicking my butt energetically and just, we're just processing all the emotions, all the thoughts, the visions, just for myself and everybody else connected and aligned with me. It's been real. But I decided to look up what this new moon energy is about. So I'm going to highlight a couple of things. I read a couple articles, but these bits and pieces kind of are more relevant, I guess you could say. And I'm going to share which outlet I got it from. All right. So the overview that I got from Refinery 29 is the new moon in Pisces occurring March 18th, 19th, 2026 is a powerful, sensitive time for emotional renewal, intuition, and deep imagination. As the final new moon of the winter season, it signals a period for letting go of old patterns and embracing a spiritual or creative fresh start. Now, that is most definitely in alignment with um, the energy that we've been picking up intuitively from the readings here within this series that we're working on, but also just what the cards have been confirming once we continue through the reading. All right, so key meaning and energetic themes. This is from the Yoga Journal. Surrender and trust. It encourages releasing the need to control outcomes and trusting the natural flow of life. In concern with intuition and dreams, it deepens emotional awareness, making it an ideal time for meditation and listening to inner guidance. and concerned with creative inspiration. It amplifies imagination and artistic expression. And for emotional release, there's a pivotal moment to process lingering emotions from the previous eclipse season, facilitating healing and closure. And again, that is from the Yoga Journal. All right, so usage examples and rituals. Okay, for intention setting, write down desires regarding spiritual growth, creativity, or emotional well being. Then for artistic expression, engaging in writing, painting, or musical projects to channel the imaginative energy. We know that's Pisces all day. Okay, that Pisces energy. Water rituals, taking a bath or visiting a natural body of water to facilitate emotional cleansing. And then rest and reflection, spending time in introspection to reconnect with your inner world. And that was from Vogue. Okay. I want to highlight from personal experience how I'm just now reading this just now, but literally last week I was saying that I needed to do this, but I think like the weather wasn't supportive of it. Um, and even this week, the pollen is spring for real. The pollen has picked up, and I don't like to unnecessarily have be out here, sneezing and affected by the changes. So I reduce my time outside for that reason. But I did go by the water and sat in my car, and I shared the other day, like I dozed off for a couple minutes, just reflecting, soaking up the sun, um, and just being present, kind of reflecting on what's been going on in life recently, um, what I foresee, happening in the near future. Um, we know as co-creators that, God has the final say so, and has the bigger hand in all of it, but we do have free will and we can contribute to as much as we can. So with that, the parts that I can control, just trying to figure out how to best go about doing that respectfully and responsibly. So yeah, that's just what I was doing. And I did a reading before I went out to the water, and literally three cards came up from our African Goddess Rising deck that had water within the cards and the details and the art or whatever. So, including Yemaye Awakening. So, which is a card of her with child, pregnant, big belly, rising from the water. Um, and that's definitely a lot of symbolism there concerning, this stage in my life and all that. So, I know I went a little deep, but that was from Vogue. All right, so the synonyms and closely related themes: Pisces, lunation, emotional renewal, intuitive awakening, imaginative phase, spiritual clearing, dream exploration, karmic completion, and dreamy reset. What to avoid: making impulsive, rushed decisions or acting on emotional triggers, falling into escapism or avoiding reality, and forcing situations that require patience. And that's from the Hood Witch. Okay. So Pisces new moon 2026. I'm Pisces sun sign all day. That's me. I turned 39 last week, Pisces sun sign. And I know a little thing or two about this energy. So, in many cases, where a lot of people get into Pisces season and be drowning in their emotions and whatnot, I feel like, I'll be walking on water. And I'm grateful for that, that comes from emotional intelligence that I have gained, you know, over the years through my life experience and whatnot, along with spiritual development, answering the call, even when I didn't want to. And when I say the call, I'm talking about the call from the Most High God, source for sure. Has it been scary at times? Absolutely. Has it been tiresome and draining at times? Absolutely. Have I wanted to retract and drop out and, run back the opposite way on the path, you know, that has been paved for me? Absolutely. But with all that, I'm grateful that I've been steadfast, you know, and doing the work, shedding tears, finding healthy alternative ways to manage it all, for sure. Okay. Because I think I don't quit smoking weed. Transparency here. Transparency, Never really been much of a real drinker, alcohol. And I think that's just because I've seen at a very young age, what that can do to a person on so many levels. So, as when I became a fresh adult, early 20s, going out with friends and stuff, because I was primarily the designated driver, you know, I was responsible in that regard and didn't do too much drinking. But if I did have a drink or two, that was for a short season in my life. And I realized that I didn't like how it made me feel. So I dropped out of that. Later on in life, I picked up, um, you know, smoking weed to escape and just call it what it is, you know. I wasn't like getting high and, it wasn't recreational that much for me. But as far as ignoring and blocking out, you know, the nonsense that may have been transpiring around me so that I could focus. Oh, for sure. That was my medicine. All right. Also for pain management, when it was that time of the month and I was going through a period of eating not so greatly and my body reflected that at that time of the month in the form of cramps and discomfort. That most definitely helped with that. I'm not here to promote any of that because I know that, some weird things going on in the world these days. And I don't need nobody out here experimenting and getting sick and getting addicted and having some problems and all that. I'm just saying, I think I've quit, you know. All right. So we have number 10 with creativity here, which is very interesting because, 10 is our acronym for the Empress Network. It is also a number that we've been seeing here within this series. I mentioned yesterday that, inshallah, God willing, 10 episodes is where we're going to, I guess, cap this series of Am I Living to Die or Dying to Live? I think that's a good place to, you know, stop and focus on what's next because I have a lot of things here that, I want to most definitely focus on in the realm of personal spiritual development. Um, Also, for those who follow me on Patreon and you see my file for Ramadan 2026, my confident journey. I shared a little bit in depth there, some of my personal goals, um, and just making sure that I'm staying on schedule for that for the year for 2026. I've accomplished one of the three big ones, and I'm excited and grateful for that. But there are a couple more. So, all of this goes together. Now we have dreams number 26, and we have grounding number 4, along with balance on the bottom of the deck. Okay. I'm distracted because of all this loud noise going past out the window. I don't know if you can hear it, but that was the recycling truck. Um, but we have balance, and I'm gonna just pick this because Lord Jesus, I feel like I'm about to just go through the whole deck, okay? Because we got repeats here and things that also came up in, you know, the article I just read, or the highlights from the articles I just read. So meditation was one of them, which is, beneficial for our crown chakra and taking time to gain balance or, restore balance and, you know, process the information. And then we have abundance here again. We don't want to miss out on this prosperous, abundant season by not taking the time to do the work. Okay. So I'm gonna just leave all these cards out here and let it make sense, the way that it's gonna make sense as we flow through this energy here. Okay. So what I'm getting is getting grounded, balancing and clearing out our root chakra is essential at this time. We are getting, you know, creative energy. We're having dreams where it's Pisces season. That's type of stuff is normal, for Pisces season. At least it is for me for sure. For those who don't normally dream as often, you might start having dreams. Or for those who do dream, your dreams may be a little bit more vivid, a little bit more clear. That most definitely happened this week. And I shared, how that had an effect on me emotionally this week. It was most definitely that time of the month, and that played a part in me being emotional about the dreams and so forth. But yeah, it's going to be different for everybody. Okay. I feel like you're going to get more clarity on what you should be focused on in this season, um, how you should be spending your time, energy, resources, for sure. The things, the people, the environments, the situations that are out of alignment with who you're becoming, what you have a desire to do. All of that is being revealed to you, and it would be wise to accept it, um, see things, people, and situations for what they are, and, be grateful for it, even if it's uncomfortable, it hurts, it's not what you want. But in time, it will make sense, especially if you're asking for the clarity needed to be able to progress and move forward in life and do the things that, you know, you're here to do. All right. Let's quickly see what's up with our soul's journey lesson. I'm hearing it with it being, spring, you know, this eclipse season, Mercury retrograde, you know, fasting with Lent and what else did we have? Ramadan. Um, these were opportunities for you to become clear on, yeah, here we go. I'm loving it. Clear on routines, systems, and things that you should incorporate into your everyday to help you stay balanced, grounded, secure, safe in your being, to feel supported. I'm loving the energy, all of it. Loving, loving, loving it. Okay, let's get a couple more. Because a lot of times we look for, what they say, nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. You know, feeling safe and secure within yourself is so essential. And that's this red root chakra energy here. Okay. So that abundance, that balance, you know, finding that sense of security and stability within yourself is going to start with you becoming more grounded and being able to be still and reflect internally, on who you are, what you truly desire, what do you need to be your best you. Okay. All right. So, our soul's journey lessons, we have imagination. Our affirmation for imagination is I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And we have that with creativity. Again, the synchronicities, the alignment, we love it. And with this crown and dreams, this is telling me that quality rest is important, finding healthy habits and routines to embrace, embody before bedtime. With the light purple here, it's making me think of lavender. So, lavender essential oils, chamomile, lavender tea, drinking some tea before bed to help you relax. The essential oils in like a diffuser or air purifier or something like that. The aromatherapy can help with relaxation, and doing these different practical things can definitely assist with better quality of rest that will support better dreams and creativity. Um, what else? Maybe even taking some time to exercise, um, warm baths, meditation, listening to different meditative sounds, soft sounds, maybe like water, what is it, like rain or whatever meditations, soft rain meditations or whatever while you're trying to go to sleep will help you to fall asleep quicker and um, rest more peacefully. Okay. These are different things that I've tried and I've done over the years that have definitely supported me in getting better quality of rest. I'm not into like sleeping pills and, that type of foolishness or whatever. When I did, um, used to smoke or whatever marijuana, that I wasn't like a heavy, I never was like a weed head. That was never my thing, no offense to anybody, but um a little puff here would definitely help me relax my mind and body to rest better. and I'm getting that here with the grounding and the imagination. So I'm, offering and recommending, safer, more natural alternatives, for those who that's not what they do and they probably shouldn't start doing. Um, but for those who do that, maybe doing it in a way that it's going to benefit you more from a health standpoint or health perspective, you know, should be considered. Okay. So, our affirmation for courage is I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And for happiness, we definitely had the dolphins here earlier this week from this deck, which was play and heart chakra healing, from our chakra alignment. And then we also had it from our African goddess rising. I believe they were in the awakening card with Yemaye, if I'm not mistaken. And pardon me, they came out basically at the same time. But we have it again here with our soul's journey lesson for happiness. And again, this affirmation is I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Okay. So sometimes when, you've gone through a period of, things have been slow or you're not producing, to the degree in which, you're capable of, finances have been kind of like, stuck or stagnant. Um, bills is late, piling up type of stuff, and you trying to find good solutions um to your challenges that you're currently facing, creative solutions, getting balancing I'm hearing your left and right brain, so that you're able to see both practical, like your imagination is working, so your creative side, is producing potential options and opportunities. Um, but the practicality is going to help you in the execution to actually do the work, to see things through. I'm getting that here for some reason. But it starts with you feeling good. It starts with you, having courage and believing in yourself. And there's a process to that, from a spiritual perspective, and I feel like with the spiritual side of things, it your mind and your emotions have to be where they need to be. So mentally, you need to be stable, clear, and then emotionally, the same thing, stable, clearing your emotions, all that. It goes together. That's why I love the system from Darren Hardy on Lord Jesus. I was working on it last week and I'm trying to decide how I'm going to share it, you know, um, here soon, very soon, especially with this new moon energy confirming that this is a time because this is what people need as a tool. But the compound effect is the audio book, and there's also worksheets. Um, but the worksheets take a look at, our lives from mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, relationships, financial, like all those different sectors and how all of them work together. And if you're looking to make total life changes, um, it's necessary for you to, assess each of those areas and decide on, where you're at, become clear on, excuse me, where you're at in each of those areas and what you need to do to reach the goals that you have a desire to reach. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna definitely be sharing that more, but If you are within the OG Academy, the group on Facebook that I have is a private group. We presently have 77 members. OGs United within the Empress Network is a private group there, and that one is a little bit more newer. Um, but it does mirror, pretty much what I share on the Facebook group. Okay. So I'll be eventually focused on moving, people that are interested, from Facebook to the Empress Network. But right now, it's easier to just share via Facebook because that's where most people are at. Also on Patreon, I've shared the worksheets and the links to the PDF as well as the Empress list. Okay, is where you can find our audiobook collection or library. So, yeah, it's in multiple places, but I highly recommend that tool, to help us become clear and, tap into this beautiful creative energy to produce, the things that we have a desire to, create and manifest, you know, the abundant, beautiful, balanced, harmonious, blissful life that we have a desire to live. Okay, courageously, for sure. All right. And then we have on the bottom of the deck, we have change again. Okay. So, again, where we start as far as like these colors and so forth is where we are, you know, changing, making the shifts. Okay. So I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Um, with meditation, that's stillness, being still. You got surrender also. Okay. Um, balancing it all, taking time to, yes, be still, process what you're feeling within your body, your mind and your emotions, mind, body, and soul, but also movement, taking time to exercise, to stretch, you know, and processing through movement as well. That there's a real thing. I know from experience for sure. All right. I kind of feel with this grounding energy and meditation is coming out for me as well. Um, because I I kind of feel all over the place, like a little. My energy feels a little scattered. I ain't gonna say all over the place, but it does feel a little scattered. And I've been having a desire to, you know, um, train, work out, or whatever, because it helps me to manage and ground my energy a little bit better. And I haven't necessarily been doing it to the degree in which I would like to. But, you know, when I do these readings, it's not just for whoever, comes across it and resonates with it. It's definitely me too. I'm part of the collective. Okay. So I take what resonates, leave the rest, for who it's for, and, you know, apply it where it needs to be applied and go from there. All right. So we have number 7, ancient wisdom, the record keeper. And number 19, chakra ray, which is chakra balance. So we're going to take these two cards and I am going to read it from the deck. I mean, from the book. Read it from the deck. That's funny. Embracing the shadow, shadow love. Number 13 is on the bottom of the deck. Shadow love. Very interesting. I'm curious to know how that relates. But 7/19, July 19th, that could be a birthday. That's actually one of my favorite little cousins' birthday. Was that Cancer? Yeah. All right, ancient wisdom, the record keeper crystal. Number seven, we definitely had all four sevens come out in the tarot message yesterday, also. All right, this medicine will assist you to unlock the universal and soul wisdom you have within. The crystal medicine. These powerful crystals hold within them the love and wisdom of the universe. Over time, they have been programmed with sacred wisdom and knowledge. Then, as this information is ready to be received, the crystals find their way into the hearts and hands of humanity to unlock the ancient secrets of existence. Each crystal has a different message to share as they awaken the planet to a more expanded way of being, living more from a place of love and opening you to a deeper connection to your divine Mother Earth. To receive this message, simply sit quietly with one of these sacred crystals within with the intention of receiving its wisdom. Excuse me. Once you have experienced a connection with an ancient wisdom crystal, you will receive a deep understanding that this knowledge and wisdom already lies within. These crystals are here on earth to powerfully assist you in reawakening and remembering ancient wisdom. Ancient wisdom crystals activate only when you are ready to awaken. You can have a crystal in your care for years before the distinct small triangles show themselves to you. This crystal assists in awakening to ancient wisdom, finding support and guidance for the future, developing a deeper connection to your heart, and awakening to your divine connection to earth. You are entering a timeline in which you have access to hidden knowledge. You are a wise soul with ancient wisdom pulsing through your veins at all times. You are a living oracle and have a key to open up this treasure chest of wisdom. At certain times in your life, you will enter into phases where you can access information that has been buried or hidden, and your earthly journey is now aligned with this higher wisdom that you are awakening to. This knowledge is coming to you now in your everyday thoughts and experiences to assist you on the next part of your journey. It's an important part of your growth and learning. Have you been feeling a new vibration or energy stirring within you? Have you been getting new inspiration and ideas? Have you been asking for deep understanding and meaning in your life? Have you been searching for the hidden meaning in things? Have you got a passion to help heal the earth? Have you been feeling frustrated and lacking vision or insight? Have you entered into an exciting time when ancient wisdom is available to you in abundance? You have locked within your soul all your past lives, wisdom, and experiences, and are being encouraged to tune into this information and take action as it is an integral part of your awakening. The information coming through you may not all be for you personally. However, it may be linked to assisting the well being of others and of the planet Earth. Make sure to tune into the ancient wisdom crystal to help you bring this energy through clearly and efficiently. So that was with grounding and dreams, okay? And between imagination and courage. That most definitely reiterates, something that I just said, but also I didn't say. I shared it last week that when I moved recently, I packed up my crystals and I can't remember exactly where I put them. It's gonna come to me. I'm gonna look for them. But I've been feeling like lately, like I usually keep one on me on a regular basis, whether it's my amethyst, what's the pink one? My clear quartz, um, like one of the two. It's some crystals that I kind of have charged, and that's probably why I haven't done it. And then it's the new moon energy. I definitely need to find them and charge them with some water and sun energy, this moon energy here. This new moon energy here. But yeah, finding what crystals speak to you and maybe carrying them with you could be beneficial for someone right now. what is the pink clear quartz? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Rose quartz. That's what it is. Rose quartz crystal. So my clear quartz and my rose quartz. I need to find those two. All right. So our chakra ray, chakra balance number 19. This medicine aligns and balances the chakra systems. Chakra ray crystals are great to use when doing any type of color or sound healing. They also assist you to connect to your inner child as well as the joy, wonder, and enchantment of life. This crystal assists in meditation. That's interesting because it came out definitely right on meditation. Color healing, chakra balancing, dream recall, joy, magic, and laughter, which is that happiness energy here as well. Enchantment, inner child healing, and manifestation. All cards that we've had this week in our chakra alignment deck. So that is fascinating indeed. The chakra ray crystal has come to offer your chakras some love and attention. This card is a sign that where was I? This card is a sign that your chakras are out of balance, which may be causing your current issue. Chakras are energy vortexes that are created when meridian lines cross in the energetic body, and there are hundreds in your body. However, the main seven are what are commonly worked with. Each chakra relates to a color and certain theme in your life. And it is very easy for these energy centers to become blocked and cause issues in your day to day life. You are being encouraged to give attention to your chakras and tune into the ones that are blocked. Have you been feeling out of balance lately? It's literally with meditation and balance. That's very fascinating. Have you been experiencing issues in specific areas of your life? Is your energy feeling scattered? It sounds as though your chakras may be in need of some love and care. A simple chakra balancing can make a huge positive shift in your life. When your energy and chakras are out, it can affect you on many levels. So make sure you work with the chakra ray crystal and undertake the ceremony to help you clear and align your chakras. Once your chakra energy is balanced, it will bring an ease and flow to your life. You may also like to do a little study on what the chakras are and how important it is to keep them balanced. Below is a quick overview of which chakras relate to what aspects to help you identify those that may be blocked. All right, so your base chakra is red. It stands for survival and the physical, your home life, your security, your safety, that type of stuff. Your sacral chakra is orange. That's creativity and passion. Your solar plexus chakra is yellow. That's all about personal power. Your heart chakra is green. That's all about love. Your throat chakra is blue. That's all about speaking truth. Your third eye chakra is purple. That's all about insight. And your crown chakra is white. That is your spiritual connection. Okay. So that's that. Yep. I do have a yoga mat that I created that is available when you shop in the Empress Beauty Boutique. Okay. Um, yeah, it's a I am aligned yoga mat is what it's called. Okay. I love mine. I am going to most definitely be rolling it out here more in this beautiful spring season, whether I'm outdoors doing some yoga by the water or getting to the gym and, getting my core stretches and exercises in. Yeah, I'm using it for all that. The shadow love. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I'm curious to get a quick synopsis of what that's about. This crystal assists in connecting to your shadow side, creating awareness of your hidden self, peeling back the layers, creating balance and harmony, and letting go of the old and making way for the new. Have you been judging yourself? Do you find it challenging to love all aspects of yourself? Do you always strive to be in the positive? Do you hide from your pain? Are you struggling with an unhealthy pattern? People seem to be triggering you more than usual? Okay. If any of that is relevant, for you, it may be beneficial to book a personal reading. The medicine of this crystal helps you to love and accept the parts of yourself you deny, judge, reject, and are uncomfortable with. Yeah, for anybody managing that and needs some assistance, I do um, offer personal readings where you can do a Zoom reading um, and book that according to my availability. And I also have where you can purchase a reading where it's more in depth. It includes a consultation and it's recorded. So I record it and then send it to you according to which decks you want me to use. If you want to learn more about that, you just subscribe to the Empress Network at empressblack.com and click on Saturn at the top of the page on all of the pages on the site. And, I'll be glad to assist you further with that. Let me see, how long have we been sitting here doing this? 47 minutes. All right. What do we want to look at next? And get into the tarot. Let's look at the Mahogany Tarot. And then I will try to get a Hidden Truth Oracle because I haven't really looked at love here lately much. It's a couple of decks that's actually speaking to me today. We got Temperance with the King of Pentacles here. I was about to grab the Goddess Power deck because power was so relevant yesterday. So I'm going to put these here to the side and we're going to get back to the tarot in a second. But I am very curious to know why this deck is probably because it's new moon energy. And like I said, power came up. I forgot to mention the power community led by the good brother Ben X. Today was the last day for the Ramadan readings. And, I was present for that this morning. Glad I set my alarm and got up and tuned in. I dozed off for a little bit because I was tired. I was tired. But, it was extended because everyone was kind of giving their testimonies and so forth. But it was a healing and rewarding experience for many. And that's always beautiful to hear. Temperance with the King of Pentacles. All right. Someone is assisting someone in restoring balance in their life. And that balance is supporting them in, being blessed, recognizing their blessings. We have the Great Goddess number 17 with Sacred Unity. We definitely talked about unity a great deal in that reading this morning. Yesterday's message was about, we ended with initiation from the Dark Goddess. Okay, so yesterday we had the Dark Goddess, today we have the Great Goddess. I didn't know if I wanted to share this, but if I'm going to share it anywhere, it would make sense to share it here. Last year, this time, I definitely feel like I was struggling to overcome some death magic energy that was being projected on me, where somebody wanted me up out of here very bad. And they may have been working with a group of people to do it. And by the grace of God, I'm still here, but I'm definitely remembering, you know, that is what I was managing at that time, at this time last year. We have goal a number no, another number 19 with healing on the bottom of the deck. So what that is telling me with these two 19s, that's 10 10 again, that I tend to go through things before the collective, and that's how I'm better able to recognize certain things and assist others through, what they're dealing with, managing it responsibly. So yeah, yeah, grateful to be here. The empowerment message. Now is the time to view your world through a reverent and clear lens of unity and connection. The domain of the great goddess, the creatrix of all life, and the great mother of all. It's time to leave the right and wrong, good and bad, zero sum game world behind. Enter the space where you can find the sacred ground of sharing without guile. Work from the desire that everyone benefits. Look at others as if they are also a reflection of yourself. Take a humble yet grounded approach to your life right now. Be accountable for the energy you put out into the world and be aware of how you influence your surroundings. The great goddess reminds you that you may see yourself as different than others, but you are all one in her presence. Treat others as you would be treated, and miracles abound. This is truly an auspicious time in your life to grow and expand. The alignment message. Unconscious choices and behaviors may be causing distortion in your world. Difficult feelings are a part of the journey of self discovery, and now is not the time to shy away. In order to survive, you may have been conditioned to suppress what makes you uncomfortable. You might have found yourself in a temporarily awkward place with someone and don't know what your next step should be. Be honest. Say when you don't know something and be open to learning. The great goddess offers you this alignment task. Make the discomfort, awkwardness, and the uncomfortable sacred. Think of what would happen if you made what you considered a flaw, loss, or failure a beautiful integral part of the art of your life. Every breath you take is sacred, every mistake you make is a gift, and every time you learn from a relationship is blessed. Bless all parts of you and your life. For you are sacred in the heart of the great goddess who sees only beauty everywhere. Okay, that was for somebody. Let's go ahead and get back to this Temperance and King of Pentacles. Again, someone is either presently feeling balanced, stable, and grounded from the work that they have done recently, whether that have been via fasting, praying, meditating, you know, um, separating themselves from, people, environments, situations, things that have been causing them blockages and limitations, you know, um, protecting their energy, spending time in nature, and they're now aligning with the blessings from them doing that work. They're recognizing and seeing, you know, it may be coming more evident to them by how magnetically charged they are, meaning, people are more drawn to them. They want more time and attention from them. And we talked earlier this week about being mindful and careful with that. When you're very abundant, your energy is high vibrational, Your vitality is popping. People want that from others without doing the work for themselves in too many cases. So making sure that you take the time that you need for yourself to rest and recuperate your energy, process your thoughts and emotions, making sure that you're not, allowing people, to have access to you that, really shouldn't have access to you. Okay. Um, and draining your energy, just being mindful and careful of that type of stuff is important for you to remain in this high vibrational, um, grounded, secure, stable, producing energy and supported by, your angels, your guardian angels. This could be ancestors of the light that love you, that support you, and that are cheering you on. You know, I'm also getting, that they could be providing you in your dreams, in your daydreams, night dreams, however you get your visions, your insight, um, through other divine beings, um, concepts and ideas that may have been attempted within their lifetime that they weren't able to complete. So that could be like innovation or inventions. If we're looking at creativity, things that, they may have been before their time, but they saw, and now they are, sharing that with you for you to be able to create some sort of financial abundance, stability, and security. All right, we have the Five of Cups here, um, with the Knight of Pentacles. If you had to walk away from some emotionally unfulfilling situations, relationships that were causing you to self sabotage and block your blessings, that had you in this like real stagnant, stingy energy, that it may be beneficial for you to creatively, you know, discuss that. I'm hearing potentially. So whether that's writing a book, a song, a poem, getting it out some way, somehow, um, to process your emotions, that's going to help you to heal. That's going to speed up the healing process. I'm hearing it's going to help you to be able to release it and move forward, with things that are more productive, more useful for your future. Okay. So letting go of the past, you know, um, I'm getting like you've been doing that to the best of your ability, but there's like some sort of lingering emotions. So still some healing work that needs to be done. And it may also be causing interruptions to your rest. Um, if that's the case, taking that time to meditate or journal or listen to, like I said, some sort of binaural beats or meditation sounds or tracks, maybe some instrumentals, um, that may spark some sort of creative energy or ideas of how to, finish healing or processing, those emotions that could be keeping you from getting the quality of rest that you need and desire. It's going to help you to become clear in your mind and heart, you know, balance your mind and heart to be able to. I keep hearing produce as the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is definitely a producer. Um, this is also someone, with the Four of Pentacles that either has an interest in or has experience with dealing with things like investments, businesses, either building them, buying them, selling them. Um, what other kind of investments? With these coins, I'm even hearing, like more new age stuff like Bitcoin, stocks, and um, hell, I'm even seeing with this Five of Cups here, someone who may have had some big dreams, to buy land, maybe in other parts of the world potentially, where they're probably able to get more for their money or see greater returns on their investment. So this is a very imaginative person that's like a big dreamer. Um, and these Five of Cups energies could have been, you see here, there's three cups laying down in front of them with two standing behind them. So this energy was looking for, whoever, whatever relationships, these three cups represented, to be and do what they were never designed or created to do. That there was always two cups standing behind him that he may have neglected or, slept on, um, put on the back burner. But those were always the cups that were going to support him in getting, what he truly desired out of life, the happiness, the abundance, the peace, the security, the family dynamic, family and relationship dynamic, I'm hearing. So those may have been like superficial relationships, that on the surface, when you look to what meets the eye, they may have looked and appeared to be, you know, um, of value. But this Four of Pentacles and Four of Swords show that through time, through experiences, the need to recuperate your energy, your resources, that there's been some sort of losses taken. And those losses were lessons, to help you when you get to your next level to recognize, certain energies and avoid allowing them too much access, so that you won't have to go through this type of stuff again. Learning experience for sure. The Hermit. Okay, so this is someone who most definitely has been taking time to shine a light within, take full responsibility and accountability for their decisions, um, for their actions, you know, for the actions and decisions that they didn't follow through on, you know, um, This is somebody who has definitely done some maturing. Um, these experiences have forced them to align with the truth. Feeling warm. It must be warming up outside. Align with the truth and appreciate, you know, what these uncomfortable experiences have taught them. I'm definitely for some reason getting some sort of writer and some a very creative person. So if it's not like writing books or something, it could be like someone that writes screenplays or you know eh, some sort of producing director, whether it be music, movies, TV, entertainment, something along those lines. And it's very essential for you to have time to yourself to, you know, allow God to operate through you. Usually I hear speak through you, but operate is a new one. To work through you. Okay. So what is that called? What is that form of writing called? I think I used to hear Wayne Dyer talk about it. It's not speed writing. What is that? It's a form of just allowing your pen to flow. You're not worried about, editing or if it makes sense. It's just getting in alignment and letting your pen flow. It's a term that it'll come to me later, maybe. But as I stated earlier, your ancestors or your guardian angels, may have some insight messages, some innovative ideas, um, innovative ideas, inventions, something for you. And you need to be present. You need to be clear. You need to be focused, you know, to be able to answer the call. Because if you miss it, it'll go to somebody else. Even if you get the idea, the vision, and you're not in position to do what you need to do with it, you know, collective conscious, universal energy will most definitely send it to someone who is ready for it. Ask me how I know. I've most definitely had those experiences in life, being consumed and distracted. That's why I'm such a loner now. And I'm not pressed for like a man or relationship or having kids and all that type of stuff because that creative energy that I allow to flow through me, I can speak on this firsthand experience. Um, you know, I'm able to do something with it, these days because my energy is so clear. I'm not trying to be everything for everybody and, allowing people to just, take from my energy, my ideas, picking my brain for free and all that type of stuff. No, I did it for a long time. Now, if you want, some ideas, it's abundance of them. They come to me all the time, and I can't always do something with them. Look at that, the Wheel of Fortune, just to confirm what I just said. It came out with abundance. You know, um, I get a lot of ideas, and that's why my readings are priced the way that they are because I know that if you come to me for some clarity, some insight, some support. I'm giving you, providing you, what the divine, what your angels, your Holy Spirit, your ancestors, whoever is there to support your evolution, your growth, and all that I'm able to connect with to get the messages that you're unable to get at the moment for yourself. And I'm going to give it to you. You know what I mean? And the same way I get them for myself, Wheel of Fortune. Despite what in the 3D realm, my bank account balance might be, in comparison to, you know, others. I don't compare myself to others, but if I was to, you know, those types of, you know, things, they ain't got nothing to do with energetically, what my energy, represents energetically. So, with that being said, if I could do it for me, I can, assist others. And that's through me allowing God to use me in that way, because I'd most definitely be like, God, use me. Use me, God. I love when you use me because you don't abuse me like these humans try to. We got the Seven of Wands here, okay? The Seven of Wands. Someone has most definitely they're becoming more skilled, I'm hearing, at protecting their energy, their resources, you know, um, their mind, body, and spirit. Anything that they create, that they care about, that they love. So even when it may look like they're outnumbered, in the physical world, they're really not, because, their spirit team don't play about them. Okay. Them angels, them ancestors. I'm hearing Anubis. Okay. I'm hearing, you know, Ra, Isis. I'm hearing ancient. Where was ancient at? Ancient wisdom, record keeper number 7. You know, somebody's altar is designed different. Okay. Somebody's spirit team, you know, looks different. It's not like just some bunch of little cute little cupid looking angels. We got angels all 4 corners of the world, you know. The protection is deep. It's real. It's high and deep at the same time. Okay. So they like back up, on this physical plane in this 3D reality. I'm going to use the tools and resources that I have to protect myself and, those and that in which I love. But, this is bigger than me. King of Pentacles. And because he came out first today, that's just showing me, if we follow up from yesterday, we had the Emperor come out last. He might have been on like the bottom of the deck, if I'm not mistaken. So we know the Emperor is all 4 kings. Okay. So he's just showing up in his King of Pentacles energy today. And that's everything. Are we moving on to the love messages and closing out with some oracle guidance? Look at that. A priestess is here, another angel, guide, or ancestor. That could be um, grandmother, great grandmother, that could be a mother, alive and well, and supporting you, or from the other side, someone from the other side, you know, providing you with divine wisdom, whether you ever met her or not, or had a relationship or not. This is an energy that most definitely um, supports you and is on your team, healing you. You know, even though you have your courage here, um, to use your energy to, you know, protect here. You are still human. You still have emotions. You have feelings. You care, and that Five of Cups energy, you know, you're recovering. You're healing. That's what this Four of Pentacles and Four of Swords is showing us. And with you in your hermit mode, is assisting with that. And you have some beautiful divine feminine energy here that loves you. This could even be a significant woman in your life, a wife, a significant other, someone who may be that one day to you. You know, you got earth angels, heavenly angels. You got a serious squad because you are a very valuable divine masculine energy here. I gotta say it because it's all masculine energy here. You got the King of Pentacles, you know, all of these are representing male energy, masculine energy, except for the angels. Divine masculine for sure. I'm hearing you are loved, okay? All right, and Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck, the Hangman, Three of Swords, the Moon, the Ace of Wands, okay? With the Star. Yeah, God is going to expedite your healing process. Yeah, with a fresh new opportunity, a creative pursuit, um, an idea, something that is going to come to you more than likely in your dreams, whether that be, you know, when you're getting your good quality rest and you're resting at night, it's going to come to you, or, with this hangman and moon energy, it could come to you as a sudden vision and a daydream. So you could be just out traversing, the world, getting some fresh air, getting a good walk or workout in, and boom, God, the Most High, the Divine, you know, Ra is going to be like, look, you may have missed the message or didn't necessarily see it to the degree in which, I'm about to give it to you now from your angels and your guides, but I'm here to give it to you like this. This is what I need you to create, to produce. It's going to help you in your healing mentally and emotionally. This is who I need you to do this with because they are reliable, they are trustworthy, they share the same vision. Where you may be weak, they are strong, and vice versa. So your reciprocity in your connection or relationship is going to work. And the time is now. It's a new cycle. It's new, fresh energy. And yeah, this is it. Okay. That was interesting. Channeling. That was a very interesting channeling. Okay. Sometimes, some of our reader friends recognize the wine as, BDE energy. If you know, you know. Okay. I'm going to just say Big Daddy energy. So, um, I felt all of that. All right. Love messages for divine masculine or divine feminine, whoever it's for. Hidden truth love messages. About the same, nothing coming. Jesus, then they all flip. Oh, all right. First, we have I look for you everywhere. It was my fault, but I blamed you. My life is not as together as it seems. I know I messed up everything and I am becoming a better person. So I feel like, you know, these might be some lyrics or the foundation to some lyrics, divine masculine, you know. This, I'm picking up accountability here. This is, transparency here. Um, this is, realization, revelation, I'm hearing. And healing. I look for you everywhere. It's my fault, but I blamed you. My life is not as together as it seems. I know I messed up everything and I am becoming a better person. Sounds like a 90s love song to me, or, something like that. Sound like a hit to me with the star. And look at this. I didn't pull them out, but, this is this 10 of swords, but behind the 10 of swords was the 10 of cups. You know, that's the accepting and healing and having the confidence to, go after what you want, start that family, start that, you know, no, this is family. I was trying to call it something else, but, union, sacred unity here. with the healing from the, the goddess oracle, and then we have home Hestia underneath that. Come on now. Yeah, this is, it's time. Stop playing with yourself. The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, with these two together, um, this could be one energy, with divine feminine showing up as someone who's very attractive, confident, creative, um, a high level manifester, very analytical, a critical thinker, practical, someone who, you know, is highly skilled, potentially, from a technological standpoint. So when it comes to inventions and, innovation, what we was picking up in the beginning, and we talked about, someone that may be strong where you may be weak type of stuff. um, Highly skilled individual that is, you know, that divine counterpart. Who better to, you know, do life with, you know, to create a grounded, stable home life with, where whether you got $5 or -$5 in the bank, or you got $5 million, on reserve in an account somewhere, you know, the love is the same. It's genuine, it's authentic, it's true, it's real. It's not based off of, you know, superficial surface level, you know, things. Someone that loves you for you, the real you, and got your back through it all. I'm hearing that you got each other's back, the yin to your yang. Like you can't fake that energy. I remember every detail of that day. Okay, it's on the bottom here. So that could have been the day that you crossed paths, that you met. Um, that could be anything. Okay, divine masculine, you better do that. You better love yourself so good that you can love that woman right. That's ready to love you like you're supposed to be loved. Look at that. Soulful Revolution, twin flame message. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. It says an opportunity to get things right. Mercury goes direct. Set the record straight, divine masculine. Look at that. I can't make this stuff up. I can't make it up. That's specific. They ain't say DF, divine feminine. That's that DM, divine masculine. I can't make it up, honey. Soul retrieval, deep soul healing with the goddess. Deep soul healing with the goddess. Spirit of Isis, triumph of the goddess. Okay. What else we got? Let's get one more. We ain't gonna read all of them from the book. I'm gonna read it intuitively. But all right, I'm not gonna be ghetto. It did come through though. We got divine sun child, blessings of the sun falcon. We had this recently, so you can go back and check this. Abundance of Sothis, stellar blessings of the celestial goddess of abundance. That's that bouquet of flowers right there. Okay. That's that bouquet. First comes love, then comes the baby in the baby carriage, the divine sun child, the blessings. But in this situation, this divine energy is not putting the what is it, the carriage before the horse or something like that. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. They doing the soul healing first, healing on a soul level, so you could truly be triumphant in what you do. The lunar queen, she of the celestial crescent here. It's that new moon energy. All right, we got too much flying around. Listen, I ain't gonna say I was looking for it, but I had a feeling it was gonna come out because, you know, it was supposed to come out. Healing the divine masculine, Osiris rises. I saw it in my head and the cards wouldn't stop flying and I wouldn't stop. I don't even normally, when I do Isis Oracle messages, I may get one, two, maybe three cards. I never just go and keep shuffling this much and these many cards fly out. But I was seeing it with this divine masculine energy that I was picking up. And look at the healing, the divine masculine, Osiris rises. I'm gonna show you this in a second, but let me the miracle of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess. How many times we gonna have healing with the goddess on this table today? I'm trying to calm down so you can see it for yourself in the camera. I ain't making this stuff up. I can't make it up. And then we got pyramid of the light, step your vibration deeper into love. Just look at this storyline here. If you don't know the Osiris and Isis story, go do the homework. In our audiobook collection, we got the archives there available. So you can, get the backstory and get caught up. Great goddess. I told you I never really read from this deck, but for these to come up, and then I didn't pull this at all, but home sweet home. 22, that's 1111. Sacred unity and healing. God ain't about to bless no foolishness, no toxicity. Some real work had to been done, on divine masculine and on divine feminines, and so that, you know, everything that you do and create together is going to do everything that it was designed and supposed to do. So before I went live here, if you can see back here behind me, can you see it? Let me see. Might have to move this a little bit closer so you can see. That altar back there, we have Osiris here. I changed his location and, turned him towards Goddess Isis here. We have this here, with her carrying, holding. Can you see the detail? Breastfeeding baby horse. Can you see that? Hey, the detail. This here is my wristband from April 20th, 2025, from when I was hospitalized. I was took my first ambulance ride, and I put that in there as a reminder to don't let them, mishandle you out here in these streets like that, have you stressing and unwell type of stuff. Because you know better. I know better, you know. And I haven't lit this candle yet, but I did dress it with this white candle with the Better Business oil. And here we go with Osiris seated and Isis seated holding her Ankh, her key to life. It's a candle holder. So I don't know. I feel like, you know, it's almost about time to light that candle. Maybe. Maybe. I'm hearing Faith Evans. Soon as I get home. Soon as I get home, I'll make it up to you. Baby, I'll do what I gotta do. I don't know why that came to me like it did just now, but it did. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump about this energy. Go ahead and jump about this energy, y'all, because that just got real deep. And this reading was real long, an hour and 38 minutes. Look, that's what happened when I got a little bit of time. So, with that being said, got an appointment on my books this afternoon that I need to get ready for. I need to pay some bills, and the ones that I could pay. Life is real, honey. Life is real, but I'm grateful for it all. Yes, indeed, I am. I wouldn't want to be nobody else in the world. Thank you, Divine Source, Most High God, for all that you do for me and my loved ones on a daily basis. We have to well understand that we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be us if it wasn't for you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know where my blessings come from. Not no man, not no woman, not no humans. God might use them humans, you know, to support, things making sense the way that they supposed to. But at the end of the day, it comes from God, at the hand of God. That's why I ask specifically, for that, because I know that it can't be taken away then. I know it's not temporary, it's not fleeting when it's coming from God for real, for real. So, you know, when it comes to not having a man and being celibate and abstinent, for these years, I've been having fun, honey. I sleeping by myself, looking all, my funny looking self without my hair and makeup and my bonnet and, the pajamas that ain't all sexy and cute and all that. And just, appreciating the season in my life to kind of just, you know, realize what matters to me, and when I do get married and come into union with my divine counterpart, I don't have to change who I am, to appease to a man. It's like, look, this is me. You got to love me like this, you know, with or without the hair and makeup and, sexy clothes and, all of that type of superficial surface level materialistic BS, because I can do that when I want to do that. I posted on Instagram in my little story thing that I was her before MySpace. And, I don't really do that confident, I mean, that cocky, arrogant, you know, type of stuff. But I'm not in denial of, the truth of who I am. Like I've been her. Okay. And her is me. I am that I am. You know, I ain't gonna keep having to over elaborate on, the God within me that allows that for me to be me. But, you know, that that's a real thing, So I'm sharing all this as transparently as I am being guided to, because some woman out there needs to hear it. I listen to people, I don't always respond or have an opinion or, say something about, what I'm hearing or being told or whatever. And sometimes people say things to me and I'm hearing what they're not saying, whether they realize it or not. Okay. Intuitive gifts are real in that regard. So I don't judge. I just listen. But I recognize where, there's room for people to get some assistance in this area, and if anybody can provide it, let that be me. It really starts with self-love. It really starts with self-love. I have options. you know, there are men that if I decided to open up the line of communication today, you know, before the summertime, if I wanted to, I could be married. I could be with child. I could be treated very well. And it wouldn't be no voodoo hoodoo, no manipulation, no magic, nothing, none of that. It's just me being me. Okay. And I'm aware of that. I know that. But that's because I love myself and I didn't just start loving myself. You know what I mean? I had periods in my life where I could have taken better care of myself. You know, I could have not allowed certain people in my life to kind of distract me and, get me away from my purpose and, you know, um, that type of stuff. But I've been me, you know. Um, and I've also grown and evolved and I'm still growing and evolving. I don't have all the answers. I don't. I don't know nothing. As wise as I am and may be, I don't know nothing. I don't. And that's the beauty in it. Okay. So, yeah, all that transparency just came from somewhere, but I don't know where, but it came from somewhere. So, whoever that was for, I hope that helps you. I hope it blesses you. That's that Mercury retrograde, Pisces new moon, Ramadan coming to an end. I didn't quite participate in Ramadan in regards to the fasting to the level and degree in which I would have liked to, and that was because of, what I went through last year around this time health wise and making sure that, I'm getting the nutrients that I need and, staying strong and healthy, because I'm active or whatever. Like I had to do things a little bit different, but that's what self-awareness is all about. You know, you're not following trends and, doing what everybody else says that you're supposed to be doing. when you and you know your connection to God, and you hear that voice, and when you get that clarity as to, no, this is what I need you to be doing right here, right now, preparing your body for, a very significant time in your life. And it's all making sense to me. At first I didn't understand. I was like, damn, should I feel bad for eating and fueling my body, you know, when it's supposed to be Ramadan? And I know how to fast. I can easily go 72 hours with no food, no water if I need to, and not be falling apart and screaming and cussing and kicking and all that type of stuff. So that says a lot more to me than, being able to do it from sun up to sundown. Most people don't know that about me because they don't know me like that, from my spiritual side. But, when it comes to maintaining good health, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, sometimes I have to fast when I'm processing some real thick energy that may not even be mine, but it could be somebody that's latching on to me real heavy, real hard, and I need to help this person, release, or, do the work that they need to do. And I have to get them out of my off my energy, out my energetic field. So I've had to do that. I know how to do it. But fasting to me, is bigger and deeper than Ramadan, with all due respect for Ramadan, you know. Um, Same thing with Lent, you know. Intermittent fasting is kind of embedded in my lifestyle. That's kind of the one that I rock with year round. And I make the adjustments in certain seasons when it's fasting season, for the communities that I'm in alignment with, and support, you know, for the communities. Nation of Islam, for example, Christians and so forth. Um, I can do that. It's as a high level spiritual being, I understand my role a little bit more than I have in the past. So when it comes to the seasonal new year, spring, season fast that show up around my birthday, okay, it's always around my birthday. I get it, so I participate in the manner and degree in which I'm supposed to, in which God is showing me that I'm supposed to. Okay. Not the calendar, not the other people that have not gone through what I've gone through in life yet, and have the understandings that I've have understood, about all of this, these cycles, and, life, and just all that, you know. So that doesn't make me better than anybody. That doesn't make me smarter than anybody, more aware, more conscious, but, you know, I am me, and I'm not going to allow, you know, people who are still trying to figure out them to tell me what's best for me. So, with all due respect and love and light and, prosperity and abundance, I pray for anyone who comes into contact with this to, receive all the blessings that they are deserved, whatever work that has been done within you and, around you to support that. I pray tenfold that, the divine, that God blesses you, okay, over and over again, okay, that this is just the seeds that have been planted, not just this year, but as many years as you've been doing it. you know, let your harvest, you know, support you, feed you for the rest of your life and your family's lives, for sure. I pray for that for you. All right. Till next time. Peace and love.